Hi, this is Ian Wong. You guys can call me Philip, the team leader of Yoyo Friends, and today we're gonna have a review, not an overview, a review on my friend's Gingie's Aggressor. Now, why he makes this yo-yo, I asked him, because he yo-yos pretty aggressively. I know him, how he plays, and he want a yo-yo that suits him. He want the yo-yo to be very aggressive, very fast playing. He's leans towards the fast playing side without being too much, right? Some yo-yos are a little bit too much. He wanted to be not super limited, like pushing 20 grams. Step it down a little bit, and also that's still controllable. And yeah, that's basically it. Just a yo that suits him, basically. And having a couple notch just below all out, aggression, it's pretty good. And I'll tell you why in the review a bit, why it makes sense. So, first look on this yo. Also, this yo is designed by Jordan. He runs and owns OPOs, Only Pink yo. So shout out to him as well, designer of this yo, along with Gingie. So like the CAD work and stuff. Okay, so first on this yo, first thing you see is 57 millimeter, and what's another famous yo that's 57 millimeter drop here, and this one kind of feels like it plays a little bit like drop here as well, so that's pretty cool. Width is 44 millimeter. It's not that wide. It's not like the super meta thing like everybody's trying to push around 50 millimeter or 49 millimeter. So it's not super wide, and the catch isn't that big as well because of this W shape, but that's fine. It kind of reminds me of a tachyon. If you put it here, right? If you like, let's just cover up all this here. It's like a tachyon. It's like almost similar. So that's very cool. Tachyon is one of my favorite yo as well. He inspired this yo. He wanted the manufacturing quality of the Yoyo Friends. He wanted the presence feel of TP. He wanted the overall yo feels like yo recreation. Kind of shows, right? Insane companies like combined together, so makes sense. And another interesting thing is the axle. The axle is 12 millimeter. Usually there's 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter, but I don't see 12 millimeter axle very often. But this is 12 millimeter axle on a 7068 plus SS. So it's not gonna strip, I don't think, because 7068 is strong and it's a 12 millimeter axle. And threading that, you gotta be doing something wrong with this. If you're trying to thread a 12 millimeter axle, that's crazy. Okay, so that's that, and I will have the full spec of the yo-yo here. Alright, so let's get into the testing. Smoothness on this yo-yo is a 10 out of 10. It is manufactured by FPM, which is our Yoyo Friends parent company, and they do a good job. I am doing fingernail test, and you can't hear much because there's no light. So I also like clean the bearing like a lot, so I opened it and closed it a lot, and it's fine. So okay, power on this yo, it's great, even though it's not too heavy, but it reminds me of a drop pin in terms of power. I would say the power levels around a drop pin. You can do a very long combo. You can do like 1 minute combo if you're careful, so that's pretty cool. And also I would say the power levels around a Vulture, maybe slightly less, but it's around there. It's I would say even a tier higher than Hummingbird and a tier higher than Peregrine for sure. Yes. So it's very powerful. Not surprised. It's got massive SS ring on the outside, and the yo-yo is not super wide. So yeah, and that one more thing is, oh sorry, the diameter is 57, so it's not like super small. It's spread out. The rim weight, a little bit more away from the center axis, so the power is great. Stability, I think this is one of the highlights on this yo-yo. It's stability. Like I said, this yo-yo is not super wide, and it's pretty rim weighted, and the diameter is a little bit above average, so you get massive amount of stability. This yo will not change plane unless you force it to. Let's say in this vertical plane, this yo stays in the vertical plane. It doesn't even think about changing its plane. So that is very incredible. Very great job on that. It's one of the most stable bimetals I've ever played. At this, especially at this weight range, I think it's the most stable. bimetal in this. Yeah. Okay. So that's stability. Acceleration on this yo-yo. So, like I said before, Gingie said he doesn't want this yo-yo to be too aggressive, right? He doesn't want the rim to be too heavy. That shows in acceleration, right? So one thing, like I would say, interesting about this yo-yo is this yo-yo kind of have a preset speed, which is, I would say, just below fast. So like medium fast to fast, but like closer to fast. If you are slightly below or at that speed level, this yo-yo feels absolutely amazing. This yo-yo is so stable. It just everything is very linear, very controllable. It does exactly what you want to do, and yeah. But if you go super fast, if you try to push it very, very fast, this yo-yo will have lag a little bit in terms of acceleration. It will lag just behind, but I don't think many people or normal yo-yo players push as fast as me. Oops. So I don't think that's an issue for people, unless you're like a super pro. You can pushing really fast. This yo-yo shouldn't be a problem. But this yo-yo is best at playing medium fast speed. Just to tell you that, you have a very fun playing time at that speed. So that is the acceleration. Top speed wise, I would say it's like a tier below. I would say around a Peregrine. It's a tier below Hummingbird and a Tachyon, but like I said, it's not the most extreme yo-yo. It's aggressive. Don't get me wrong on that, but it's not like the most aggressive yo-yo out there. And that makes sense. So that's what Gingie said. He doesn't want it to be overboard, right? He want to tone it down a little bit, and that is right. Top speed, I would say around a Peregrine. Below tiers, like I would say a Star Trail, Hummingbird, and Drop Here, and Tachyon, those. But those are like literally the fastest yo-yos there is ever in history. So this is still a very fast yo-yo. Flow on this yo-yo, not too much. Mostly rim weight. There is a little bit, probably due to its W-ish shape and also the 12mm axle in the middle, having a bunch of weight. That's made of stainless steel. That's dense. So, yeah, it's mostly, it's got a nice feel. It's not too jarring to play with, don't get me wrong. It's very pleasant to play with, as long as you don't go overboard. You don't push ultra fast, right? Then, super pleasant to play with. Float, not much. It's bimetal, a little bit narrow, and 57mm, 18 plus grams of rim, so no floats. That's fine, because you don't want to. This is all control. No quirky accelerations. Horizontal on this is excellent. The best horizontal I've ever tried is the Nucleon. And why? Because it's combined with a lot of rim weight, a lot of momentum, and also a lot of power, and also it's not super wide, so it doesn't tilt. Stability is carrying it in the momentum department. And this one's the same. This one's stability, I think, is the most, control and stability is the most, I would say, highlight of this yo-yo. And that really shows in the horizontal. Doesn't have any problem. Because of the stability, it holds that spin in the horizontal, no problem. Oops. And also, yeah, it holds that momentum, no problem. It doesn't lose too much, okay? So that's horizontal. Bind on this yo-yo, I think gap is 4.61. I'm not too sure if it is that, but binds for this, it's using clear pads, but binds is very good. It's got center weight for a little bit higher RPM. It's got a lot of rim weight, so the binds is decently tight. I would say use OT normal, OT fat, kitty fat, and you will have a great time. Sochi normal, Sochi fat. I'm using kitty string normal. It's a little bit slipping, but I'm weird. I'm using kitty normal, so that's on me. So okay. The strain recommendation. Finger grind. Finger grind is great. 7068 B blasted. The production is gonna be 7068 B blasted as well. So no problem on that. Thumb grind. There is a lip, I think. Is there a lip? Oh yeah, there's a lip. It does slip out a little bit, but if you're careful, you can do it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, 7068 down there. It's not SS, so you can do thumb grinds. Finger spin, there might be a bunch of engraving in the middle, so I don't think that's possible. Like for the full production version, this is like a pre-order version, but now it's doable, I guess. But it's just like below average to average. But I don't know if he's adding engravings. If he is, then it's probably not doable. But that's fine, right? Finger spin, whatever. Right? It's not built for that. Okay. So colorless yo-yo, I won't say this is like a super competition meta yo-yo because the width. But other than that, if you are like very precise and you land it, even with this little catch, if you're a pretty precise player, no problem. And only thing I have grabbed on this is response bump. It's a little bit sharp and it's a little bit horizontal. So if you're not too careful, you're catching it on there. The string is catching on there a little bit. And if I'm not careful, if I'm going really fast, it sometimes hits a little bit, and it's minorly annoying for me. Yeah, if you're not careful, it didn't land super well. But other than that, hell of a yo-yo, I would say. One of the best bimetals outside yo-yo fans ever tried, and it really does feel like a very premium yo-yo. It feels like if you close your eyes, you're like, okay, this is like around a TP, or like a drop period yo-yo. It's got the quality of yo-yo fans as well, you know. No vibe here. So yeah, fair play. Okay, and that's it for my review on the Gingie's Aggressor. I think it's gonna be available in his shop and Yo Expert, so definitely watch out for that. Thank you all for watching, and I have no idea what to do next time. Probably another Yo Friends overview, I don't know. But thank you all for watching, and peace.